Adventure Maidens! We have everybody back this time, which is so very exciting. Since, last time it was a one-on-one with Sage and I, and it was spicy.
So spicy.
Extra spicy, but we'll get to that in a second. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Venture Maidens. I'm just gonna kick it off. Let's go. Hi, my name is Celeste Konowich. I'm gonna be your dungeon master.
I'm Brittany Quintero playing Arnadella Thill. Moon Elf Warlock. It's been a minute, guys.
It has. I'm Katie. I am playing Fera, the tiefling, I almost said cleric, sorceress.
It's true. We know.
You're just a cleric in Cara's eyes. She's like, yeah, that's why
that's what they do.
You got them feel goods.
I'm Nassim. I'm your human monk. Saw you newer.
Oh.
Doesn't talk like that.
Talk like that all you want to, honey.
And I am your dead barbarian, Cara Brynhilda, aka Sage.
Yay! That's true. And yeah.
No, it's not. It's a lie.
It's a lie and I hate it. Yep, so wow, I guess yeah. So Sage, you're gonna have to carry this recap all by yourself, or maybe if anybody else wants to chime in with what they saw there. What happened, Sage? What happened on that finale of Cara's arc?
Oh boy. So as we had left off the episode before, Rem had just shot a dagger into Cara's forehead and she dropped dead onto the ground just in time for Fera, Arnadell, and Saye to burst through with Sathras to burst through the magical barrier and try and save Cara, figure out what the hell's going on, and they find Rem and Cara dead on the floor. Oh my god! So Cara wakes up. Air quotes, wakes up on a small rowboat atop a weird, mysterious river surrounded by dull, gray, dismal landscape. And she is accompanied in the boat by a robed skeletal figure who's rowing the boat and a very dark-haired dwarf. And she's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And he tells her, you're on the river Styx. You're dead. We're together. And I guess we're going to be here forever. She's like, okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, Coin Eyes. Whatever you say. But the ferryman ends up pulling the boat over to the side of the shore and says that Cara can get off. Cara borrows a coin from the stranger from his eyeball to pay for the ferryman, and she begins winding down these dark caves that are just dank and cold and awful. And eventually she gets led to these big iron doors. There's a left one and a right one, and she goes in through the right one to discover this profane church full of spider webs and icky, horrible, awful things. And dangling from the ceiling is this figure who turns out to be her dad, who's been strung up in spider silk for God knows how long. And she pulls him down. They have a tearful reunion, and then they end up going over to the next room through the other door, where she discovers her other father, who has been locked in eternal battle with the Drow on the night that they came to storm the city and capture everyone in her family. And so she manages to shake him out of his stupor, and they all hug, and it's wonderful, and everyone's crying, and they're trying to figure out how the hell they're going to get out of purgatory, or limbo, basically. And they guess that we have to disrupt the ritual in order to allow their souls to break free from this horrible nightmare. And so they wind down more caves to the heart of the Drow encampment that was not too far from where she grew up. And they found none other than bitch boss Arafel in a potato sack, looking all shitty, with a cut in her forehead.
Her hair was messed up. She had no makeup on.
She was having a bad day. And Kara's like, oh my god, Rem killed you. Ha ha, I hate you. And then she's like, shut up. And she summoned the power of Lulth to help finally to kill Cara and finally complete the ritual that she had started so many years ago to claim the lives of her and her family to please Lulth. And Kara's like, no.
Mm-mm.
Guess what? You're already dead, but you're gonna die more. And Moradin empowers Cara and her fathers so they can do epic godly battle, and they fucking kill her. They kill her so good. Oh my god, it was so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Yep.
that's pretty much. And then Moradin's like, "Hey, y'all, cool. Come chill with me, Cara. You're still dead, but we'll see you around." And that was pretty.
Yeah,
that was
Cara,
it.
you have to go. See you later. Yeah. Wow, that's basically what happened last time. So yeah, last episode we dove into that solo adventure with Cara in Limbo, who had died at the end of the previous episode. And so yeah, that's where we're gonna start with the rest of you and what you saw happen in that room. So Saye, Fera, and Arnadel, you had raced into this room after doing battle with these drow in this underground tomb of sorts. You know, you had figured out that there was something going on with whatever was beyond this enchanted archway, and after defeating Nelfian, who had been the leader of the drow, he said, it doesn't matter, like, we've already won, ha ha ha. And with that in mind, you had charged into this final room, and you had seen laid out in front of you, in the center of this room, there was this large slab, and upon it there was this, like, it almost looked like a cast iron, like, suit of armor, just this black, heavy, pretty unornamented suit of armor laying on this table. And as you had reached into this room, you had seen Rem standing over this suit of armor, throw a dagger right between Kara's eyes. And as Cara had fallen backwards, Rem had disappeared, and the suit of armor had begun to glow. And in a moment, as all of this was happening, the suit of armor had sat up and basically jumped and, like, Superman punched through the ceiling and, like, climbed out of this rocky ceiling. Meanwhile, Cara, dead, there on the ground. So, we're actually starting this game. That all happened. It's been 3 days since that happened. After you had gotten to Cara and this armor, this thing, Rem, had disappeared and it's gone, you had taken her body and gotten out of that dismal place, that horrible place with those strange doors and markings and all of the violence and the dead bodies. You had carried Kara's body out of there. You had made your way back to North Point, being led by Sathras. You had gotten there, and from that point, you had done what you could. You called Kristoff, you called Isolde. You were like, hey, like, this has happened, what's going on? And Isolde had let you know via arcane message, get back to the Elysium Keep. Take Cara back there and wait for me. I'll meet you. So you did. Sathras and the Duke had helped you basically teleport back to the Elysium Keep. And you've been there. It's been 3 days. Isolde still hasn't shown up. Right now, there aren't a lot of people at the keep at this moment. It's sort of like everybody's in full chaos mode other places, so the three of you have just been left sort of to your own devices right now, waiting for Isolde to show up, with Kara's body preserved, sort of on, like, magical ice, as it were, like, locked in the arcane tower. So you've had 3 days. I would like to ask you all what you have been doing in this time. So who would like to go first?
I mean, obviously we've been crying a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's the
Probably
general
drinking
yeah. What's the general mood like? Yeah, you all tell me what's been going on these 3 days.
Denial.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yep, 100%. That's
Yeah. I think Saya's pretty much put on the role of mom, I guess, or cheerleader for Rem to kind of also convince herself that this was all part of a plan. I have seen Rem resurrect Arnadel, and she has been there for us time and time again. This must be for a bigger reason, and she will come back. It's been 3 days, but she will come back. Someone will do something, and trying to keep everyone's heads out of the sand and support Gidget. And
Yeah, so Gidget, so right now I'll give you the list of people who are in the keep because it's a much shorter list than people who aren't right now. So Vlad is still here. Wizban is still here. So you're Gnomish Artificer, so Gidget's uncle. And those are really the only two keep representatives. Almost everybody is still back at the Great Council meeting right now. So Kristoff is there, Aaron is there, Gidget is there. You honestly don't even know if Gidget knows.
Oh God.
okay.
No,
Yeah.
poor Gidget.
Then yeah, just in supporting the three of us left, I think in the meantime, Saya's been tending to Kara's body and trying to keep it as fresh as possible and preventing, the typical rigor mortis and things from setting in from the lack of use of muscles and the nerve systems.
Yeah.
So she's like bathing her and moving her limbs around and all that stuff, trying to keep her fresh.
I think we'd definitely be helping you with that. Like 100%. Maybe borderline obsessively, like losing sleep on it. Do we take like shifts? So it's like a round the clock kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
How's how's Fera dealing with all this?
Fera, who's usually like, making jokes and like hitting on everything with 2 legs and all that. She's actually been like, when we all first got there, she was like kind of hopeful, probably like tried to push a few cure wounds into her to no effect and everything. And since then she's like been like talking when addressed, but she's been pretty quiet. And she's just been looking at the mark on her hand a lot. And I think that when she's not taking her shift to visit Cara and just like bringing like stupid little rocks that she found around the keep, like for when you wake up,
Oh, you guys.
But yeah, like when it's not her turn, she's probably keeping to herself a lot in her room. I think that she's praying a lot to the sisters, kind of confused as to why she's really there if she can't keep people alive. Because she was like, all right, well, I thought I was going to have maybe like this epic romance and that was going to be my fate, but this is what I'm doing now. And then fuck, it's all ruined. So I think that she just takes her time, like kind of praying and looking at the magic within herself to learn the Revivify spell for future, and goes around and procures 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds just in case.
Yeah, it's easy to find in Valerius's room.
Yeah, he's not there. I'm just like, he won't mind.
He won't mind. Take some dragon girls. It's fine. I don't know. Yeah. So it's been a long 3 days at this rate, and you're sending out these prayers, and usually you get that warmth or that feeling of like rightness back, but it's just been silent. It's almost like this feeling like no one's on the other side. You're sending messages out in bottles out into the ocean, just hoping somebody gets it. And yeah, it seems like after a couple days of this, even like the staff folks at the Elysium Keep are sort of avoiding all of you. It's like your gloom is just sort of like
palpable,
perpetuating. Wizban has absolutely locked himself in his workshop because he's frustrated. His magic doesn't specifically help with this situation whatsoever. And I guess one of you, somebody roll me a d4. Let's call Nassim 1, Brittany 2, Katie 3.
3.
3? Okay. All right. So Fera, it's your turn now. You're hanging out with Kara's body, which has been stored basically. So one of the towers of the Elysium Keep, the Arcane Tower, this is where like Isolde does most of her work, and this is the place where like the teleporting mechanism is, and just most of the libraries and everything are here. There's a section in this room where actually like magical reagents are stored. So these are things you might use in spells like dried herbs. So it's a very cold room. This is where Cara's body is being kept at this moment. So what are you actually doing right now?
Yeah, I think that she's like first sits down and she like puts like another like little rocks are just like lining the side of where she's laying, and then she just sits down and she takes like a flask out of her little pouch and she just takes a swig and like looks over her. I think the first 2 days she was probably like, hey, can't wait for you to get back, I don't know how this works. And then she's like, the second day she's like, maybe Cara would laugh if she woke up with a mustache. But then the third day, she's just kind of like sits there like a kid, just like staring at her, willing her, even though she knows she has to wait for Isolde to do something.
Yeah, and as you're like seated here and you're kind of like looking at the body, you are completely caught off guard when like a slamming sound happens, like, and the door is just like flung open, and you see like outlined in the light there Isolde is standing there, and she's like got like dark bags under her eyes and looks like completely fucked up from whatever she's been doing. And she looks at you and she's like, is she here? Is she? And she, like, without waiting for an answer, she, like, kind of pushes past you and is, like, looking at Cara and, like, lifting up, like, her eyelids and, like, putting her head on her chest. And Isolde's looking back, like, I'm sorry, I couldn't get in. Just, I need a few things. Can you get them for me? And I have this. And she, like, pulls out of a pocket here and she, like, shoves a list of things into your hand.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yes. Is there? I'll find somebody who knows where things are. Okay.
Yeah, and Isolde has like moved back into the main room and is like pushing furniture and like getting chalk and like started to draw things like on the ground.
I'll be back.
Okay. And just keeps like sort of drawing on the floor. She looks exhausted.
Yeah. I think Fera just kind of like runs to where she would know that Saye and Arnadel are, and she like comes with the list. She's like, hi, a lady came in. I thought she was a wraith for a second. It's not. It's Isolde. I need all these things, but I don't know where anything is because I've pretty much been in my room and at the bar. So could I get some assistance?
Yeah, what are the two of you doing, Saye and Arnadel? It's like, let's call it like 5 o'clock, like on the third day.
Saya's probably training with her new short bow.
You're like rage, like pew pew pew, like in that center like courtyard area. Yeah, you've definitely like drug out, like, you know, they have the practice dummies, so you can see Fera immediately as you exit Saye down in the training yard. And Arnadel, what are you up to? Where are you right now?
Reading like a motherfucker, and probably like hollowly, you know, like she knows that whatever's supposed to happen, it's kind of on standby because she's been poring over every fucking book that the Keep has.
Yeah, you swear you're reading this page for the 10th time and just not.
Yeah, because she knows that there's no fucking. She knows what the, you know, like there's nothing she can do, but she just wants to, maybe there's a glimmer of like some sentence in a paragraph. But so yeah, there's kind of like basically staring at the wall, but it's a book in her hand.
Yeah,
kind
and
pathetic.
Yeah, so maybe you're also in the courtyard, let's say, at this point. Yeah, like on a bench or something. So, yep, Fera bursts in here.
What? Yeah, what do you need?
I just like unravel this list of stuff and I'll just flip it around to you guys.
Yeah, so it's a lot of like medicinal herbs, and then it is like diamonds, like 300, like 1,000 people worth of diamonds, and like all this kind of.
I feel like I would know about a lot of these things with the alchemy background and like hanging out with Valerius and trying to be buddies with him.
Yeah.
Snatches it out of your hand.
Yeah, like, I know, we're all
glimmer of hope.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you
Take
have
this
a
responsibility.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, why don't you all go ahead and somebody make me an investigation check and do it with advantage, since you all are kind of running around the keep gathering stuff. See if you can find everything on
I
this
could do.
list.
Okay, guidance. +3.
Oh, you said with advantage. Oh, right.
Yes.
Da. 19.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, with the skillful help of Arnadel, because you've done a million little alchemical things in the Arcane Tower before. So you're able to find all the herbs and everything pretty easily. You raid Valerius's jewelry box. It's fine. And then you make your way back to where Isolde is now. And yeah, she's pushed all the furniture off to the sides of the room. And Cara's body is laying in the middle of this like chalk circle thing that she's drawn, and all of the shit like windows have been covered, and she's walking around lighting a bunch of candles right now when all of you walk in.
My rocks. Just kidding.
What?
I said, it's fine. Here's the stuff. We all came.
Great. Okay. Thank you. I'll just put all of this, and she takes the basket and starts putting them in these little designated circles around. And as you're looking at like this giant setup she's got here, this like huge ritual circle she's drawn. This is big level magic. That she's clearly about to do something here. And yeah, Cara's body has just been like kind of dropped into the center. You're not sure how Isolde got it there. She's frail. And she looks at all of you. This will take about an hour or so. You're welcome to stay if you wish. And she like rubs her eyes tiredly.
Yeah, of course. Tell us if you need anything anything else to help.
I think this is sorry, a little beyond all of you. If you just... And she like waves a hand towards like some chairs that she's piled in a corner.
Yeah, I think Fera will sit down and just, even though it is beyond her, she does her part and tries to pray, even though she hasn't gotten anything in response. Maybe it's all built up for this.
Yeah. Just this moment. Yeah. And so Isolde waves a hand and then takes a seat at one side of the circle, and she sits down and she places her hands on these two places she's drawn, and she begins chanting in a language some of you might recognize as Sylvan, so the language of the Eladrin. And you see the circle begins to like flare occasionally and like pulse with these different multicolored lights that are spinning around Cara's body here as she's just going into this long, dolorous sounding chant. And the longer you stay, every minute that passes by, so this takes 1 hour, so one of the candles goes out every minute across the room, and with each burst of light, the circle seems to flare a little bit more until... Do you all want to stay through the whole ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It gets boring after a while watching this, but it's that same thing, and you see like sweat is pouring down Isolde's face, like as these candles are going out until like the rest of the room is losing all illumination. It's just this flaring multicolored circle in the center.
I would totally challenge this being boring. I feel like all of us would be like waiting with bated breath with each one of those candles, like sort fucking like this is one of us. That's like this is an emotional thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting wrapped up in it.
Yeah, and as you focus on the circle and on the lights, the energy in the room just shifts a little bit. Like it's almost imperceptible at first, but as the candles begin to dwindle, like this electricity is going throughout the space, and you start to feel, maybe hear, it's like a heartbeat that's going over and over again as time is speeding up. And you actually begin to see Cara's body start to shift ever so slightly. It's almost like breath is returning to it, but it's not quite right as this is happening. It's more of like a jerking sort of motion, and then suddenly all of the candles are out. The room is in complete darkness, and you hear a sharp inhale of breath. And Cara, where we last left you, the world had gone dark. And all of a sudden, as you take in this choking breath that just feels like you've like swallowed a bunch of water, it's awful, it's raspy, it feels something's wrong with it, but smell returns to you. You can't see anything again for a moment, but your dark vision starts to kick in, and you see that you're in some kind of stone room, and there are people at the periphery of your vision. Cara, welcome back.
Wow, it's so good to be back, guys.
We're happy to have you.
I think it's fair to say that we would like as soon as you sit up and make it clear that you're is that the right cognizant?
Oh,
Anyway,
Sage
we're gonna.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I think we're gonna rush over to you and like kind of hug unit the shit out of you.
Puddle.
Yeah, Cara, how do you feel? You've been dead for 3 days. Just as a mechanic, after a resurrection spell is cast, right now you currently have a -4 to all ability checks and saves and attack rolls.
Yeah.
And basically the way that works is that for every day that passes, that will diminish by 1. So it'll take 4 full days until you're actually back to your stats. But yeah. So you all hear
feels like
this.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that like you hear just that sharp inhale, and then she coughs, and then she's just like lying on the floor. She hasn't actually moved yet, but she just starts groaning, and she's just like,
She's a zombie.
Oh no! Wrong
Like,
spell!
Twist.
You see like her fingers, she's just like starting to like move her fingers and curl her toes, and like you can see her slowly like figure out how to use the muscles in like her body again. And finally she just kind of like rolls over to the side and then just like kind of slumps up. It's like, where am I?
It's about this point too. You all hear a thud coming from where Isolde was sitting on the floor.
Oh shit.
How is Isolde looking?
She's passed out on the
Oh.
floor.
Like from exhaustion.
Yeah, you would guess. She looks like she's a pale woman, but she looks like parchment white.
Oh no. I remove myself from the cuddle puddle for a moment to put her in a more comfortable position.
Yeah, you kind of like prop her up against a wall, and she like her eyes like do the fluttery thing, and she just like leans against the table. You could definitely leave her there.
Yeah, I'm just like, thank you. Good night, sweet prince. Oh my god. Hello.
guys, you're hurting me. I can't. I can't. You're so heavy.
The pain means you're alive.
You're feeling again. We tried so hard to keep your body moving and flexible. You'll be back to normal in no time. Oh, we're just so happy you're back.
And then she immediately, like just so jarringly, just immediately snaps to, and she's like, wait, no, okay, oh my god, Arnadel, I need you to go get parchment right now. I have something very important to tell you, and I need to tell you before I forget, because I feel like I'm gonna forget.
She has it on her. It's on her person. Like,
Whip it
it's
out.
already out. Yeah.
And
So,
she,
yeah.
yeah, and Cara immediately begins to regale you all with the tale of what happened when she died and how she woke up on the river Styx, and everything had happened, and fighting alongside her fathers and defeating Arafel in death, and she gets to the end after she had defeated Arafel. She's like, and Moradin told me that Rem is a fucking problem, and we need to take her out because she's gonna like destroy the world. Like this is some world-ending shit. We have to stop her.
So
I'm
you
writing,
just
I'm writing this in Dwarven, by the way.
Ooh.
Saya was saying that like she was awesome and she was gonna be back and she was good.
Well,
No, she is.
little. There was a small moment months ago where I would, we have this like crock pot recipe that my patron gave to fucking take her ass out. Aaron killed a fucking dragon for it, like it's in my room in a box.
Damn. This is some new girl shit, lack of knowledge. Okay. So
We all wanted to conveniently forget about it.
Arnadel has the heart of an ancient blue dragon.
Yeah, I didn't kill it, but it's there in my room. And there's a thing that the Raven Queen gave to take it out. Because they're cousins. They like kind of go way back. I don't want to know. But
Rem is a daughter of the god Nerul, who is a god of death, and she's up to some fucking shit.
Also, Cara, we should probably get Vlad to bring you a drink. Because I was only dead for what, like 5 minutes? And you were dead for 3 days. So I cannot imagine.
Been 3 days?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? What? Are you kidding? It was like an hour. What? 3 days?
3 days. Yep.
Wait, what's going on?
We don't know.
Isolde is like passed out.
Does Cara have like a gnarly fucking scar? That dagger's not there anymore, right?
Nope.
Not like unicorn dwarf.
If
Can
you
I
look,
say she has a cool scar?
Corn door.
you would have. So when Cara was hit initially, there was like a wound there. It has faded over the last 3 days. Like as her body has begun to rot, like all traces of it. So now there's just the faintest line.
I feel like Saya would be able to like blood bend.
That's not a thing. Intentions
We distinctly decided no.
Oh, really? Yeah, that would
we
be
put a
tight,
ban
though.
on blood bending.
Like, terrifying, but also you want that on.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell has been going on. We've been pretty much here at the keep alone for the past 3 days, and Isolde is the first one to show up. I don't know how many others know that we're back here, but they're all still back with the fucking royalty.
Wait, is Gidget there?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I should send her a raven and say I'm alive.
Yeah. We didn't know what to tell her.
And you're back now, so it's fine.
I figured you'd be back. I mean, we didn't give up hope. That's for sure.
Can Vlad show up at this point with like Cara's favorite cast?
Drinks we never asked for.
Vlad is not showing up.
Damn it. Vlad would also be perfect for Isolde right now.
Yeah, so anybody like in between these kind of stunned silences and lulls, you hear like a muttering. Isolde is like saying something.
Oh, maybe we should tend to. What? Yeah, let's walk over.
I bring her a little canteen of water.
Yeah, she think someone get coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. She's like looking around. Like,
I'm on it. I'll go.
I'll cast. I think I can do this on more than one person. I'll ask Cara before doing it, but I'm definitely going to cast Levitate on Isolde so we can float her ass to wherever. That way, she doesn't have to walk. She's exhausted. It's nice. That's like the ultimate gurney. And then of course, I would ask Cara's permission. Hey, like, do you want to float down the hall?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's why I asked.
I'll take it.
All right, here we go. Yeah, she's already levitating.
Yeah.
Isolde, you should go to bed.
Lesser restoration doesn't do exhaustion. That sucks.
Yeah.
There's too much to tell. Has anybody reached out about what's going on?
We're going to right now. Let's get you to bed.
No,
Let's
no,
get you
no, no, no. There's too much happening, and I need to know what happened down there. I got this message from Sathras, and there's been an assassination, and Kristoff is dealing with that, and I don't know. It just all seems.
Yeah, Arafel. Rem killed Arafel.
What? Rem? I'm sorry.
Yep.
I don't really understand what's happening here. So you coffee.
Well, you're gonna be obvious to no one if you're not well rested, so I command you and myself to go to bed.
Rem or Isolde, we wrote it down. If you wanted, if it's maybe, do you want to read this in bed?
Okay. All right. Fine.
I'm assuming Isolde can read Dwarven.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'll take. Yep. You can definitely float her off to her rooms, and she's like,
anyone else just sees us.
yeah,
just
she's like
floating by.
clutching at the scroll, like trying to read it right now, and her eyes are like blinking.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you can definitely deposit her in bed, and Isolde, like right before you go, she's talk to Rana. He knows something about what's going on. He's with Vlad.
Oh, he's here?
He's in the dungeon. We didn't know what to do or what's going on. Just see if he can. I don't know.
This is the first time I've seen Rana.
Since coming back, yeah. Since the last time when you died, yeah.
It's be interesting. Yeah, so yeah, I guess we're all going to the basement or the dungeon, the basement of the castle.
After you've put her into her room, Saya comes back with the coffee. She's like, where'd she go? She's
like snoring gently.
I'm gonna grab that cup of coffee and be like, I'll take it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
She needed to sleep.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. You want to head down to the dungeon?
Yeah, man.
All right. Sweet.
Cara goes to bed. She's like, fuck this.
Yeah, you feel.
I feel like we'd be a little reluctant to just like leave you in your room, like where you just like kind of hang out by the door, like, okay, sleep safe. Like, you're gonna be good. You need.
Maybe we should still do the shifts.
What?
Yeah. No, like, we're not gonna close the door. We'll leave it cracked. There's gonna be a light, like a walkie-talkie.
There's a bell on your nightstand. Ring it if you need anything.
Alistar. I'm gonna leave Alistar with you. Straight up.
Cara spoons him.
Yes.
Oh,
he blows some
that's
bubbles.
cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Lets out a big pink bubble. He squeezes them.
To the dungeon.
Does
Yeah.
it?
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So as you head down those steps, and as a reminder, you have to like head outside the walls of the keep here. So you're on that thin ledge that just looks down into this very, very deep cavern that the Elysium Keep is suspended in. Oh, Fera, you've never been to the Elysium Keep. This is all new.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's couldn't find anything.
Yep. So, oh man, it's been rough. There's no welcome committee. You didn't get a packet. So,
Just like the gift, it'll come later, I'm sure.
So the Elysium Keep is in this vast, like, imagine a cave that's just been totally carved out, and there's the Elysium Keep itself is actually a fortress, like a castle that's just been like thrown and suspended in the middle of this large cavern. So down far, far beneath where this castle kind of floats in midair, there is an underground lake. You can see bioluminescent mushrooms like at the very base of this cavern, but you are actually completely encased here. So to get to the dungeon, you have to step just outside the walls of the keep and wind down these stairs that go along the base of this place, leading down onto the dungeon floor. So it's kind of an odd like feeling. It's definitely very scary because if you fell off, you'd be a big fall.
Yikes.
So you kind of hug the side of that wall leading down into that dungeon area. And you can see that there is torchlight coming from under the door. So there are people in there.
Knock, knock.
Yeah. And you do. And you don't hear anything as suddenly the door opens up and you see this very, very tall man who you've probably seen Fera, like, literally drifting around the keep. But he looks down and he's dressed, like, all in black, like a sort of, and just this pale face looks down at you. Ah, I was expecting all of you. My apologies for not coming earlier. And he, like, bows, sort of lets you all in.
It's okay, sir.
Fera.
Just gonna...
My name is Vlad.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I am the master of the house. If you need anything, just call, and I will be there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what service. Thank you. I'm just gonna scoot past you.
Mm. Okay. And he looks unblinkingly at you as you step by. And you see that this dungeon space, the last time you were in here, Saye, it was sort of a traumatic experience. But now all of that has been cleared away, so you see these neat rows of cells that are almost always empty. You've never actually seen anyone in one of these cells. But now in the middle one, you see Rana. He's kind of sitting on a chair. He's got, like, his head in his hands. And it looks like Vlad, presumably, has pulled up this little square table, like, from the center of the room, and pulled it up to the bars, and it looks like Vlad has probably been sitting there, like, next to the cell.
He's locked in the cell.
Yep. And as you all step into the room, he looks up from his chair and sort of, like, grimaces, and then kind of looks down at his hands. And Vlad says, he has been reticent to explain everything that has happened, but perhaps you can talk some sense into him.
Did you put him in here, Vlad?
No, he insisted he be put in here himself.
Oh.
I
Rana.
will leave you to it if you do not mind.
Thank you, Vlad.
And he's just sort of gone. He steps into, like, a shadow and is gone.
Check on Isolde.
You have a feeling
Cara.
that he's doing it. You don't know how. Yeah, and you say Rana, Saye, and he kind of hunches his shoulders a little bit and hi.
Why would you put yourself in here?
Well, I don't believe I'm in a position to be trusted at this moment. I don't know. It just seems like everything I do, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, did you do anything intentionally?
Well, I've been working for Rem, and, well, I know what happened, and it just seems like every time I get involved, someone ends up dead.
True. But
Thanks.
But I've been in a similar position as you. Locking yourself up in a cell isn't going to help us solve anything. Is there anything else you can tell us about Rem, or where she's gone, or why she asked you to do this, or do you know anything else?
Why don't you go ahead and make a persuasion check for me? And I don't think Fera's seen Rana yet. She missed him last time.
No, she went looking for him because
Yeah,
he said he was cute.
Yeah.
And she's like, man, this is not how I wanted to meet this guy, but here we are.
Look.
Can I roll an insight check while I want to watch very closely Rana interacting with Saya?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so what Fera sees right now, this air genasi is sitting there in front of you. He somehow looks like when clouds roll in and they just like won't go away right now. Like his normally like blue skin and like kind of like jaunty white hair that sort of flies about. It's taken on this very gray hue, and even his eyes are like this very stormy gray right now as he's sitting there, and just his clothes are usually like bright colored, like silks. He wears like this open kind of like V-neck like pirate shirt thing, but he just looks rumpled and like miserable.
Yeah, Fera's probably just like, I don't know what all the hype was about. I mean, he's not that cute right now. Not a very vibrant fellow.
Kind of gray. Yeah, what did you get, Saye, on your persuasion?
13.
Okay. Yeah, and he nods. I'll tell you everything I can. I promise I didn't know all of this. After when last we left off, things were bad. I thought I had burned every bridge with the Sisters of Sorrow, with all of you, and Rem found me eventually and let me know that, well, she was still on my side, and so I helped her, and it truly was just looking in on the drow what their activities were and reporting back and just keeping tabs on all of you. But then this, I don't know, suddenly things changed, and she let me know all of you were going, and the plan was different, and she had to get something, and I got a message saying that Arafel needed to die, and I didn't know why, but I didn't question it, and then I heard, well, she told me to get Isolde, because Cara was going to die too, and I didn't know, I don't know, and she's gone. She's gone. I haven't heard from her. I don't know. I told Isolde, and she came here, and I insisted I go as well. Because who knows what part I play in Rem's game. I don't understand it. I don't understand what's going on, and I just feel that I'm a liability more than anything else.
Well, we all have come to get pretty comfortable with Rem being able to disappear.
Did you roll an insight for that, Arnado?
Oh yeah, what was your number?
I did. I rolled 16.
Okay, he seems very earnest and very frustrated, but he also seems like somebody who's trying to put the pieces together of what happened, and like,
yeah, he got fucking manipulated.
Right, and he's trying to understand, like, he still doesn't necessarily believe this was all a bad thing, but it's like now his instincts are saying like it maybe wasn't a good, but all of his other information are saying like, well, I can trust Rem, and like so he doesn't seem to know if he's telling you the truth or not. Like he's like questioning
he's telling the truth as far as he knows it.
Yeah, like, but he's also questioning if he knows what the truth
that it doesn't check out. Yeah. No, I can follow that for sure. All of this is making, I'll just share this, like, I guess out of character. Arnadel really wants to talk to the Raven Queen. Like really bad.
Yeah.
But I think she's going to want to talk to all of you guys first. So as she's listening to Rana and things are kind of like adding up and getting weird, and she's remembering the note that the Raven Queen gave her about Rem, and we were all like, what the fuck, you crazy bitch. Like, Rem? What? I think we were even going to tell Rem, but we just like conveniently didn't for some whatever fucking reason. So I think she's gonna, after Rana, she's gonna want to pull Saya and Fera aside, and then whenever you guys are, she'll wait patiently for the conversation to end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rana says his piece, and then he sort of drops his head into his hands again.
Well,
She's gonna grab his hand real quick and just kind of look at him very sincerely and say that, like, well, I don't have any grudge. If that, I don't know how much that's gonna help in this situation, but it's nice to see you again.
Thank you. I wish it was under better circumstances.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I have quite a bit in common with you. Don't sit in the cell. Seriously, I know you want to, but I think we've all been in some kind of way, shape, or form. You should just go get a drink at the tavern.
well, to speak on that, Arnadel's right. I mean, we've all at some point felt like our faith has been tested with the sisters, with Rem especially in the past few days, and we've all felt the culprit or the reason for a lot of problems, for lack of a better word. But it doesn't really matter what we say to you. I can understand what you're feeling, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to move on in your own time. If you sit in here or sit outside, you're going to be dealing with it yourself in your own way, and we've all had to do that ourselves. So just know that Cara is okay. It's going to be slow, but she's back with us. Thanks to you warning Isolde. She came back. She worked her magic. She's here. So take whatever time you need. We'll still be here.
And we also acknowledge that you're trying to make it right. And that's all we've ever done for each other. So
Fera's kind of standing in the back with her lips pursed, and she's like, though, if Rem called for your help again, would you still help her?
And he kind of takes like a sharp inhale. I owe a lot to Rem. What she did, it feels strange. This is the first time I felt, I don't know, it was different. Her path was confused, or I honestly, I don't know. Perhaps this was I don't know, a means to an end. She's always playing games within games.
let me help you out with this. She brought me back from being killed and even helped me get to my new patron. There's not a single shadow of a doubt. There's no fucking way that I would ever help her after this. It's quite a debt, right? Like, I don't know if that helps you figure things out. She's gonna, like, the keg that she got for Cara, she's gonna just kind of hand it over to him, and we're like, I'm gonna go.
I don't know. Maybe I need to speak to Cara. I don't really understand what. I don't know. And perhaps it's better, since I can't answer that, if I stay here.
My thoughts exactly, but we will bring you some food.
Yeah. Enjoy that keg.
Definitely. It's the good shit.
It's the good shit.
Yeah, and he
Careful
like,
with it. It's the dwarven shit.
he gives like
it's the chorus.
a very weak, like, appeasing smile, and sort of like nods.
I think we head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, after we get out of earshot of him, I'm gonna kind of like pause and gently, like, get your attention and be like, I really want to talk to you guys about some stuff.
Yeah.
Tight. Rendezvous in the bunker bedrooms.
Yes.
That's our, our spot.
I dig.
I think we pick up another few tankards of beer.
Yeah.
On the way there.
Oh no, we don't fuck with tankards. We just get the whole fucking thing.
Get the keg.
The baby barrel.
Get
What are
the
those
I
called?
love you guys.
Pony kegs.
Pony kegs. I really want a
God.
real pony keg. So yeah, we grab a pony keg, like a couple of pony kegs and some tankards.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Maybe like a thing of, can you turn water into ice, Saya?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Frost these steins, girl.
She just like blows on the glasses a little bit, makes them chilled, and then puts some ice cubes in there.
Oh my god, that's so fucking cool.
Oh my God.
Arnold's gonna kind of super nutshell summarize like Raven Queen shit to Fera because we haven't had a chance to really talk about that. And then she's bring up the thing like coming back and the heart, the fucking my boyfriend kind of thing, like all of it. She just tells you all of it. She catches you up.
Yeah.
So she's gonna after that. She's gonna,
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. A lot to unpack. I'm weirdly okay with it.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Clink.
Yeah, and if you all want to have this conversation too, you can definitely wait a few hours till Cara is a little bit more cognizant, so you can get Cara in.
Yes, that was, I realized halfway through that. I'm like, Cara should be part of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of it. We're all sitting. You're feeling a little better, maybe enough to drink as well.
I don't know. Are you, Cara?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So yeah, if you're waiting till Cara wakes up again. And yeah, that's like the first thing she walks out of her room. She's like in her pajamas. She's like wearing like they're all like flannel pajamas, and she walks out of her room and she looks around and you just hear her say from like out the hallway, "God, I need a drink."
We got a Stein frosted for you already. 2 of them.
And her like eyes like cock up towards Arnadel's room, and she just slowly like shuffles in her slippers.
Like holding Alistar, like you know when you like cradle a cat or a dog, and you're just
exactly.
a comfort animal.
It's like yeah.
He's been farting bubbles this whole bucket. Your room is dusted in glitter.
Oh man.
He had some nachos. Sorry.
Little
Like lactose intolerant little dragon. Yeah, so you see Cara walk in. She looks fucking awful. Her eyes are just like look like sunken in. She has like these dark circles under her eyes. It looks like she hasn't slept in like a week. And she's like cradling Alistar with like one under one arm. His like little feet are tingling down.
Oh.
Oh my
He's
God.
like so content, happy, relaxed.
I want to draw that so bad.
We'll float up a little Stein to you to get you, so you don't even have like, so you get it immediately. Little hair of the dog that bit you.
Oh man, and she takes it out of the air. And she's like, "That's why you guys are my best friends."
Oh.
It was a pretty cavernously hollow 3 days there.
Hmm.
And she sits down on the ground, sips.
None of you
So,
guys ever die again. I can't deal with that.
Dude. So Rem and the Raven Queen death recipe. What do you guys think?
I mean, I've never met her, but she sounds awful.
She's, you know what's awful is wait, the Raven Queen or Rem?
No, the Raven Queen, and she seems cool, I guess. Pretty neutral on her, I would say. Rem, I'm glad she brought you back, but she's fucking killed Cara.
Yeah.
She sure did.
Yo,
I mean, it was for a
That's
good
some-
reason. It was so I could save my father's souls from limbo. But I did still die. That was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
but also,
Well, we just spoke to Rana, and she knew what was going to happen, and it's because of him that you're back too. He informed Isolde, and she came here to help you and brought you back. So, I mean, she had a plan
yeah.
and followed through with it. I don't know what it had to do with this armor, or who was it? Era.
Well, she wanted the armor. She offered me to go and help my fathers if I didn't get in the way of her getting that armor. So
And you
it's
said over your dead body. Sorry, I couldn't.
pretty good. I get it because she killed me and
You're the one
presumably
that-
walked over my dead body.
Oh, maybe we wait a week for these jokes. Yeah.
Why? Too soon.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Drank the rest of her beer.
I think Arnadel's
fills her
probably drunk at
glass.
that
I,
So,
Else
you guys
about the
think
armor and why she was looking for it?
yeah.
She didn't say.
I don't know. To
Moradin
me-
told you something, Cara. Do you remember what it was? What this
Remember-
thing was called?
Oh, it had a name. I don't remember.
He referred to the suit of armor as the Avatar.
The Avatar. That's right. Yeah. So, Cara said, Moradin told me that this has got to be some kind of powerful relic. It's called the Avatar. I don't know if any of you have heard of that.
Well, let's do an Arcana check.
Yeah. What do we do for that? What kind of check?
Guess
Arcana
what?
or history
got-
or religion?
I got a natural 20.
I'll do religion.
I got a 12, and I'm changing my fucking dice.
Okay. So we got
Fucking moonstone dice, you guys.
I got 24 on religion.
okay, 24 religion, 20 on Arcana, nat 20. Cool. That's a lot of information. Let's see.
We're both like, do, 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 do.
Beep, 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 beep.
Downloading.
A little sheet of paper comes out of our mouths.
Awful, like, PSL fax sound.
Yeah. So, neither of you know what the Avatar is. You are certain you have not read about it specifically, but I will, which is sort of weird in itself.
Yeah.
But I will remind you of a few things you observed about where you are that might be helpful. So in terms of Arcana, you know that the place you were in that you found this avatar, you remember that there had been this large arcane symbol on the floor. Something Sathras had actually looked at this and determined this. It was some kind of signature left by a wizard. So you think you were in some kind of wizard sanctum or tower, place like that. I mean, the whole place radiated magic. There was that magic wall. So this avatar, whatever it was, is clearly some kind of very powerful magic artifact that was in this, wizard sanctum far beneath the earth. Fera, with your religion check, you recall that what had sealed away whatever the sanctum was, they were hundreds of different religious symbols of different gods, different faiths, different deities that had sealed away entrance to this place. So whatever it was, it seems to be some kind of arcane creation that was concealed or put away by divine magic. And you recall again, too, this whole thing had been built into this strange pillar that you all had spent a lot of time kind of musing over. That pillar of stone that didn't seem to be from that same place. And that whole pillar had radiated some kind of magic.
I think you also mentioned, I could be wrong, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, when we were inquiring about that, it was more of something that was meant to contain rather than...
So that's what occurs to you. You're thinking
Big
through your
ass
processes
open ball.
there, and you have not heard of the Avatar. So maybe it's something older than what you've heard, or it's something you've from a mythology or something that
Well, we tell you all of this. Haven't heard of it because
It's magic as fuck.
it's secret as fuck.
I think that maybe at some point, if all these religious, groups worked together at some point to seal this in, there's got to be some kind of history keepers who have written about this, even if it's secret. I don't know if we can speak to Amalfia or some other person of a higher power in a religious sect, but I mean, I don't really know how else to find out about this.
Did we determine, and maybe this is just me, Arnadel's racked in grief and joy and all of the things, so not the best listener at the moment. Did we determine what the fuck this armor does?
Nope. You
We
saw
have no clue.
Rem disappear into it. Like
It punches
her
through
form
ceilings.
was absurd. Cara learned some stuff about getting to the armor. You know, it had a
You have to die.
no.
Okay.
Somebody had to die.
Oh, God. Okay, you know what?
And then you had seen Rem punch like a suit, like an Iron Man suit, like through the ceiling in this armor. So whatever it is, super amazingly strong.
I'm going to bring this up one more time. I would really love to, if you guys are cool with it, I'm going to do some summoning shit. Maybe try to pay a visit to the Raven Queen, because I feel like she'd probably know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can talk to a literal fucking god instead of somebody who works for a god, by all means, yes. Go for it, sister.
Not so much that as much as like she knows Rem and she tried to warn us about her. And I know she's going to be, I mean, I might not get through. She might not pick up. She might screen that phone call.
Ugh, hate that.
So I just think it might be worth it. But I don't know why I feel weird about like wanting to do that. So I guess that's why I'm asking you guys.
No, man, get out the Ouija board. Let's call her.
Word.
I think, I don't know. I feel like we should talk to Isolde about this.
First.
See how she's doing since she brought me back to life.
She did. It was actually a really beautiful ceremony.
There were so many candles.
It was beautiful and heart-wrenching at the same time. And I hope I never have to watch that again, by the way.
Well, we should talk to everyone about this. And yes, you should talk to your patron. And I'm going to keep praying to the Sisters of Sorrow, and maybe they'll bring their voices to light.
Same. Prayer circle.
Yeah, I'll do my night prayers.
My warlock night prayers.
Prayers.
Spooky.
We bring Isolde breakfast in bed, and let's do that.
Nice little French press, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The good shit.
yeah, cute ass like little tray with shit on it, you know, like definitely avocado.
We found a flower. I don't know where, but we found it.
Love it.
All right. What's the order of operations? What's the plan?
Nightly prayers.
Nightly prayers. Prayers to the Raven Queen. Okay.
Well, everybody's
Prayers
praying
to the
tonight.
sisters.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sweet. So, I guess let's start with Arnadel then. How do you imagine that you talk to the Raven Queen? How does that happen? Tell me how you send that call through.
Well, it's really awkward because she's never done it before.
Mm.
You know, it's like, and she's not a religious, there's no divine magic with Arnadel. She's very not spiritual or whatever. It's kind of brutal, really. So she just kind of thinks about it. She's like, fuck, like she tries to think about all the other ways that you can communicate. She thinks of spells, and then she just kind of settles on like feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she'd been possessed by her. So she just kind of like
She been inside you.
and inside of her boyfriend. So she just kind of like sends that fucking intuitive like wish, like the wish to the universe, seeking, I don't know. She feels like there's some magic with that, so she just kind of lets it fly and waits.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a percentile die?
Okay. Stand by. That is a 78%.
Okay. You are sending your cry out, your general Raven Queen. Speak to me. To the universe vibes. And at one point, Alistair like kind of coughs and like makes a cawing sound.
Oh. Just kind of like she left me on red.
like, yeah. But you're sending that out, and other than that, nothing remarkable seems to happen.
All right. I will add there's a level of like heartfelt desperation of like, hey, I don't really call in a favor very often, but so, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, all right, you heard me. I'm going to go to bed. I'm just going to go to fucking bed. I'm tired.
You do recall that she specifically is like locked away in a very specific place. And last time she reached out to you, she sent a note with Aaron and a box. So she's never actually contacted you directly. So you're not sure if she can. She works in mysterious ways, Warlock patrons.
Yeah. But I think that meant that she heard me, and I'll be like, okay. Right? I don't know. That's very cryptic.
I know. Well, that's also...
That's how she goes to bed. She's like, well, I don't know. I'll have to fucking figure it out.
And Saye and Fera, are you doing anything specifically, or just kind of praying out to the universe?
No, I think Fera has a whole like routine setups, and she's always been pretty devout to the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
She has her holy symbol, which she always wears on her lapel, and she will hold on to it, and she will kneel in front of her bed. And I think this time too, like she's just kind of like boring into the symbol on her hands too. Like, okay, I'm yours now, marked. So please answer. Ladies.
Ladies.
And you do this for, I don't know, how long do you keep at it? About an hour passes.
Yeah. I mean, I think after the 3 days, after an hour passes, she's just like, ugh, going to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, and you get like you're through your ablutions, you're like changing or whatever. When you hear a knock on your door.
Vlad, is that you?
No, sorry. It's Chance. We haven't met, but well, I wanted to talk to you. I heard there was a new maiden roaming about, and wanted to come in. Sorry, if this is a bad time, I can absolutely come back later.
It's fine.
Just talking through the door.
It's fine, dude. You caught me before the pants came off, so you can come in.
Oh.
Because once you take them off, they
don't come back on.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Not the same for you? I don't know. It's been a weird day. Come in.
Yeah, and you hear like a tentative, like, kind of turning, like, of the knob.
No. Come on. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, and you open up the door, and you see that there is a tiefling standing on the other side of the door here. And he is dressed in very, like, a simple kind of white shirt, just like brown trousers and boots, and he's standing there. He's sort of like a palish blue color, so you would recognize him, you would, as a Stygian tiefling. And he looks at you kind of surprised, and hi again. Sorry, through the door. My name.
Oh no, it's fine. Shake his hand.
My name is Chance, and well, I heard there was another cleric about, so I came up from town to visit. Sorry, I'm sorry. Are you Fera? I don't want to presume.
Yeah, I know.
There aren't a lot of tieflings, and I figured I was
not
in the right
cleric.
place. Oh.
It's a whole. I mean, I don't want to brag with divine blood thing. But it's fine.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't. I should have said a holy woman.
You know how it is. You heal people. Everyone's a cleric.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, but you are so cool.
Yeah.
So, what'd you?
Oh, do you want to grab a drink or hang out in your room, or I just wanted to come in. So I work. I'm the priest down at the All Faiths chapel down here in Newbreach. This is actually my first time up to the Elysium Keep. Wow, it's a little overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
Looks around.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get a drink, man. I'll just close my door and
Great. You want to head into town, or I don't know. Do you have a? He's kind of looking down because you're standing in this like long dark hall now, and like nobody's out. So he's like, it's like
I
when
think,
you're in a motel at night, and it's just like that really kind of like.
yeah. She just kind of like stands there and looks down the hall for a second. She goes, "Okay, I know. Yeah, there's a place here. It's 2 laughs down this. We'll figure it out. Let's go."
Great. I'll follow you.
Oh no. She's just gonna like start walking with purpose, and I think she probably like takes a loop around more than necessary, but eventually gets there.
He politely says nothing as you walk in circles several times until you find the Middle Sister Tavern. Yeah, and you can definitely open it up. Right now, there's like nobody hanging out there. The lights are still on. There is a redheaded woman behind the bar. She seems to be like shuffling through a stack of coins. She does not look up at you as you walk in.
So what's your poison?
Oh, I, do they serve beer here or wine?
Yikes!
And he's
Yeah.
like, he's like been wide-eyed looking at this like fortress floating inside of a mountain. You get the sense that maybe he's not. I don't know, not maybe as a high-level adventurer as some of the people kicking around here. He says, miss. And the woman at the bar is like, what? I would love a beverage and one for the lady here. What would you like to have?
I'll have the dwarven ale. That shit was good.
Make that too. That sounds excellent. And she's like, okay, let me find a glass. And kind of like walks around, and takes 2 out of a pile that may be clean. And then pulls you 2 drafts and kind of like slops them onto the bar in front of both of you. He smiles. He's, thank you kindly. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Well, where would you like to sit? It seems there's a lot of options.
How about this lovely table? And I just
sounds great.
great.
He's kind of like pushing the mug back and forth between his hands. I'm so sorry if calling on you at this hour was just a complete buffoon idea. I don't know. I felt like all of a sudden I needed to come and meet you for some reason.
Oh, I mean, just some reason. That's
Yeah.
no more. What? Do you follow the sisters or?
Well, well, we call the church down there. It's an all faiths church, just depending on, all these broken people from so many places, so many different gods, so many different religions. It's more of a place for folks to get community and a sense of belonging, which I feel can be done across all religions of any kind. So I don't specifically prescribe to one deity or the other. I sort of, I think of myself as a generalist.
Awesome. That seems like you're doing really good work. Wow, you seem like a really nice person.
Oh,
that's
well. Thank you.
Great.
But I can certainly say I wasn't always who I am today. I don't know.
Ooh.
I guess I've been given a second chance. That's why I took the name.
That's perfect. Wow.
What's Fera doing right now?
Yeah, Fera's like she got real excited there, and she was hoping he'd be like, yes, I felt that I should come here because I got a vision from the sisters that you needed my aid, and she's just like, it's kind of like an up and down kind of thing for her.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like leans over on the table and takes like a big, giant gulp from her glass, and she's like, well, I mean,
If
I
you
guess.
if you don't mind, I actually have a question of
Oh,
sorts for you. You're you do follow the Sisters of Sorrow. I mean, obviously you're part of all of this sort of
yeah.
indicates. They've done right by us and the people of New Breach. I mean, we had nothing, and without Kristoff and Isolde and everything they're doing, we'd all be dead, quite frankly. But there's some rumors going about in town that things are they aren't going so well up here, and I was just wondering, I don't know if you have any guidance or words of wisdom here, or I don't know. The people are scared, and I think, I don't know, a little wisdom from the Sisters of Sorrow could do a lot of good right now.
Well, I gotta say personally that I didn't really know what to expect when I joined up. I didn't have a rough past or anything. Everything was super great. I'll be honest with you. And things have been rough since I joined up, but I think that being a man of the faith, that you understand that you just gotta kind of keep hanging on and trust that the gods know what they're doing. And especially with this religion, fate is fate, and all you can control is yourself, and what's going to happen is going to happen, but you should always do your best because that's what's expected of you. So hold on, and if the fight ever comes to you, suit up and freaking become whatever life needs you to be.
That's a good bit of wisdom.
Yeah, I'm pretty wise. It's fine.
No big deal.
But I mean, everyone's just there to be part of a puzzle, and you're your own piece, so make it a good one, I guess, and eventually things will sort themselves out, right?
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
In my experience, things do work out one way or the other. I guess sometimes it feels like we're just along for the ride, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind. And if you ever want to come down and we'll help out. I mean, we've got a bunch of activities going on. Raising barns. That's sort of well, not really, but the land is pretty terrible. But we're doing our best.
Woof. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're gonna probably be here for a bit, so if I get some spare time, activities sound good. I'll help out where I can.
We'd love to see you there, all of us. But well, hey, let's get another drink to wisdom, right?
To wisdom. Clink.
Well, actually, that feels like a pretty good place to end the episode on that kind of words of wisdom. You reached.
So glad there's a mute button on this, because I was definitely like, oh girl.
I get to hear those later in the podcast episode. Yeah,
I reeled it in a little bit.
So sometimes wisdom from the gods comes in all kinds of forms. But thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of the Venture Maidens, the start of the fourth and final arc of Venture Maidens. Things are gonna be big. So thank you all. You're great. We love you. I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Skonowich.
I've been your Moon Elf Warlock Garnadilla, played by Brandon Quintero. And also, I am really stoked to be on the viewing end of a ship starting to set sail. This is great.
Oh, bye.
I am Katie, playing your wise as fuck tiefling divine soul sorcerer, Fera.
I'm Nassim Etamad playing your human monk Sayanur.
And I'm Sage, and I play your barbarian who's been born anew, Cara Brynhilde.
I know. We haven't seen anything yet, but there's some really exciting stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't. Cara's new build. Oh my god, it made me like puke in my mouth a little bit when I looked at it. I was so scared.
Gross.
I was so scared. Sorry. I was a fade. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening to Venture Maidens. If you like our stuff, follow us on social media, Venture Maidens at Twitter, at Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can also support us on Patreon, where you can find bonus episodes, a bunch of fun content. Go, go, go. You're amazing. Thank you all so much for listening. And until next time,
Venture away.
Venture away, everybody.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right, bye, everybody.